Hi everyone, Kevin Pollock with the Prince William County Historic Preservation Division. I'm standing on the Bristoe Station battlefield, one of our multiple county sites, county historic sites throughout Prince William County, and I'm standing in one of the more unique historic features on the Bristoe Station battlefield that a lot of visitors who come here are unaware even exists. This is an old farm road bed that I'm standing in that you can see through years of traffic of farmers bringing their goods to the railroad to be loaded onto the rails to be shipped to markets throughout the rest of the region, or even in some cases internationally, would have used to bring their goods here to Bristoe Station. Well, Bristoe Station is often known for its Civil War history from 1861 to 1865. It was also associated with several other wars. In 1939, as the world was gearing up for what we know today as World War II, the United States Army was preparing several large-scale maneuvers that were used for training and practice purposes, just in case the United States was brought into another large-scale global war. This operation that took place in August of 1939 ranged from all the way here in Prince William County all the way up to New England. It was a huge, large-scale operation that the Army was using to practice moving large forces of men, trucks, and tanks across a large landscape, whether that be in the United States or abroad, should the world ever come to war. The operations that took place in August of 1939 centered around Manassas and Quantico, but it did extend out here to Bristoe Station, and some of the Army engineers were out here at Bristoe. They were repairing roads for trucks and tanks to move on. They actually built a ford where the railroad bridge crosses over Broad Run today, and that ford was large enough to accommodate trucks and tanks moving across the ford. And then also the engineers were tasked with the operation of disarming an enemy minefield, as they put it in their after-action report of the operation, north of the railroad track, so in what would now have been part of the Bristoe Station Battlefield Heritage Park. Of course, these maneuvers and these tactics and strategies that were learned during the maneuvers, like the one here in August of 1939, were used by the United States Army once it was brought into World War II, beginning in December of 1941. And so oftentimes you see the United States government and the United States Army and armed forces using Civil War battlefields as places to maneuver troops, large-scale troop movements, and to practice some of their military affairs. Typically, because the federal government owned those battlefields, a lot of those places where those would take place are at national parks such as Gettysburg National Military Park, Manassas National Battlefield, and other such places. But even in 1939, Bristoe Station Battlefield became the site of one of those World War II, or soon to be World War II, Army maneuvers. So when you come here to Bristoe Station Battlefield, you'll find that it's not just Civil War history that we have here, but we have colonial history here on the battlefield, antebellum history, post-Civil War history as well, and really in some cases you could say that every single day history is being made at our historic sites here in Prince William County.